Hello, and welcome to this special live stream of Just Interesting Plays Rambo the board game. Don't know if any of you have played it before. I haven't played it before. This is going to be an experiment. An experiment in several ways. Playing a game that I haven't played before, but also, for the first time on a live stream on Twitch, playing a board game. Although, as you'll discover in a moment when I switch to it, this is kind of a halfway house. We've gone from playing video games to playing board games, but before we get into a full-on board game actually on the table with physical pieces, with physical people actually moving their hands around, this is using a platform called Tabletopia, which is what the owners call it. I like to call it Tabletopia. And it's basically a web browser or Steam app where you can play board games in digital form. But it is like playing an actual board game. It's like physical pieces that you move around using the cursor. You'll see in a moment. It's interesting. It's certainly a good way to play games without making the investment of buying a physical game, because let's be honest, they're getting more and more expensive as the years go by. Please let me know how I sound, by the way. I'm never sure about these things, and anyone who was unlucky enough to watch the live stream that Martin and I did last week for our podcast know that we spent the first half an hour trying to remove a horrible, horrible sounding echo that somehow I had created in the streaming software, but eventually managed to eliminate by just turning it off and on again. But yeah, let me know how you go. Rob Potatoes says, "Hi Robin, hi everyone, hope you're having a great day." I am, so far. This is definitely the highlight of my day, now that you're joining me. Although, actually, I have to say, a friend of mine just messaged me before I began to say that they are in Windsor Castle today, about to be very close to the Queen, because their mother-in-law, their mother-in-law essentially, is getting an OBE, Order of the British Empire. And how cool is that? And don't know about you, but I've reached that stage in life where you start to think about, where is it all going? Where is it headed? Career goals, what are they? Life goals, what are they? And then someone messages you randomly saying, oh, someone I know is getting an OBE. And you're like, yeah, okay. I'm going to do my live stream of a board game. Thanks very much. Anyway, Aaron watching says, hey, never even knew the game existed. Sounds interesting. Angelos says, nothing like than. Welcome, Angelos. Please feel free to explain that statement. I don't really understand that comment. Glad to hear the sound's pretty good. And thank you all for joining. So let me switch over to the game. See what you think. A Busy Bee says, hi, Robin. Going to lurk as revising. Boo. Good to see you live, though. Good to see you, too. Well, I'll see your name. Sorry, good luck with the revision. That sounds nasty. What? Oh man, yeah, it's exam time, isn't it? We're at the end of May. We're going into exam season. That's a bit rubbish. So let's go to the main event, which is Rambo the board game. This looks more daunting than it actually is. Don't fear it. Fear not the layout here. It's not as crazy as it seems. Although I do seem to have lost cursor control, which is always a great start. There we go, got it back. So there are 4 characters on screen. This is the 4-player setup. It's actually a 1 to 4 player game, so you can play it solo. That's what I'm doing today, because Martin and Alex weren't available. These 3 blocks of cards here, ignore them. We're going to concentrate on this one down here. This is who I'm playing. Let's zoom in. Let's have a look. What we got? We got Rambo. And this is the player board, and this is how you do it. It's actually interesting because one of the reasons I wanted to play this game, apart from the fact that it's called Rambo and it seems fun, is because it's like a first-person shooter, right? But in board game form. You know, you're Rambo, you've got a knife, and... Oh, actually, interesting. So if you see this, the picture shows Rambo with a massive gun, but the items I've got are a knife, iconic, of course, got to use the knife, and ranger boots. I mean, Rambo is part of his costume, right? Yeah, he wears ranger boots, but are the ranger boots iconic? Yeah, don't know. A Busy Bee says, reminds me of Hero Quest or Space Crusade. Interesting. I haven't played either of those. They're quite Am I right in thinking they're a little bit older, or am I wrong? I might be thinking of other games when you mention Hero Quest and Space Crusade. In the sense that, does it remind you of that because it's like a big grid? You know, here's the map. We've got squares. There's my little Rambo token, little sliced alone in the corner there. Yeah, Busy Bee says it's the grid. Yeah, I can see that. And then, if you're wondering, this is the board, obviously. We're in Vietnam. That's the theme. And I'm not sure what the mission is. We'll find out. There's a token here that says POI, which is point of interest. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to pick something up. The rules will explain what I have to do. These big grey blocks here are, drumroll please, the fog of war. Very good metaphor there. Game mechanic. So on the underside of these cards, I can flip them over and they will reveal the enemies and anything else that's on the board. But I can't reveal them until I get close enough to see them. And I get close enough to see them when I get adjacent to or enter into the area. So the quarter of the grid that they're in. So if we do a bit of a close-up zoom in, you see there's a thicker white line here dividing the board into, well, in this case, 8 spaces. So when I get my token to that border there, I will flip this over and reveal the enemies, if there are any. I'm assuming there will be enemies, otherwise this will be a very tame game. And I'm Rambo, I can deal with any enemies. And speaking of enemies, who are they? Well, they're obviously the Vietnamese. I'm fighting 2 types of enemies in this mission. The Vietnamese Scout and the Vietnamese Guard. Now, again, don't be put off by all the text on screen. This is, anyone who's familiar with board games will know that just because it looks scary doesn't actually mean it is. It usually means it's a good sign, because the more text on a card, or there is, normally the more explained the rules are, which is good. Oh, excuse me a moment, I've just had a knock at the door. That's unexpected, unplanned, and I think I know what it might be. So give me just a minute. Back again, don't worry. I just had a Hoover delivered. Perfect timing. It was supposed to come here yesterday, and it's just arrived. Just what you need for a live stream. Thrilling stuff. Anyway, as I was saying, anyone who's played a game before knows that the more text there is, the more explained it usually is. So a Busy Bee. No, it wasn't Trick or Treaters or Elon Musk. That would have been quite good. Aaron watching says, nice. To the Hoover? As in I got a Hoover delivered? Thank you. The Hoover was necessary because the other Hoover broke the other day. I just turned it on and it died, which was, to be fair, probably the best that could happen, because the alternative, of course, is that like an older Hoover I had before, I was hoovering the stairs and suddenly started smelling a kind of, what's that burning smell? Looked behind me and the Hoover was on fire. That was quite frightening. But all was well in the end. It was a rental property, so I didn't mind the fire. Anyway, so back to the game. I'm going to be Rambo. Here I am. I'm infiltrating this space. These are the enemies. These boards, these little boards here explain how the enemies behave. It's kind of like an AI. In a video game, obviously that AI would be invisible, but in a board game, because you're controlling it as the player, the game has to tell you how the enemies behave. This is the map. I'm going to be making my way over, I guess, to this yellow dot here. And here we've got some tokens. This is armor tokens, because Rambo's so tough. He doesn't have to wear armor. As you can see, he's bare-chested, but he gets armor, 2 armor tokens at the beginning of every turn, and that means he can survive more damage. Hopefully he can survive. These are valor tokens, because, the more cool stuff I do, the more valor I get, and I can use my valor to inflict more damage. And these are damage tokens. And if I get 5 damage tokens, no, I lie. If I get 8 damage tokens, here we go. Here's my health bar. If I get 8 damage tokens, I take a wound. If I take a wound, I get kind of, what's the word, disabled, I guess. Is that the right word? Is that an appropriate word? I can be less effective if I get a wound. If I get 4 wounds, I die and I lose. Here's the very cool round tracker. I love that. That's just so cool. That's a cool component. Rambo's knife, and it uses this little bullet. Let me just zoom in there. So here we go. Can you see that? There's the round tracker, which is the knife, and this bullet tracks the round, and I just move it along as the game moves on. So I should remember that. Okay. So, let's go back. Hopefully you can see that nice and neatly. Yeah, it looks like you can. Let's get stuck in. So, here are the rules. Here's the mission. Oh, whoa, what's this? Okay, sorry. Here's the mission book, as you can see. This is the first scenario. I'm going to play the first scenario until it's done, and hopefully I will win. And we'll see how that goes. Everyone watching says that's neat. It is neat. It is neat. So it looks like we've got some flavor text here before the first scenario. It's that scene from the movie, from Rambo 2. Nice. Shall I read it out? It's only a couple of pages. Yeah, let's read it out. Let's find out. What's the setup for this scenario? So, it's like a little script. Military prison guard says, "John Rambo?" Rambo looks up at a pair of guards. He can barely distinguish them because of the hellish bright sun behind them. Trudging into the prison yard with the guards close behind him, Rambo makes out his former superior officer, Colonel Samuel Troutman, standing on the other side of the fence. Rambo has a long history with Troutman, and something is telling him his old friend doesn't bring good news. "How are you, Johnny?" Rambo nods. "I'm sorry you were sent to such a hellhole." "I've seen worse." That's my Stallone impression, sorry. Troutman says, "You have, haven't you?" "Yeah." "Johnny, I told you I'd help you when I could. You interested?" Rambo doesn't reply. Troutman says, "I won't beat around the bush, John. The men upstairs have put together a new operation and I'm in charge of recruiting. I need to find the right man for this job, and your name came up as the top choice." "What mission?" "Recon for POWs in Nam." Rambo looks off into the distance. Sorry, that's not what I expected that next line to be. I can see Stallone now with his really long shoulder-length hair just going looking into the distance. Sorry. Rambo looks off into the distance, and Troutman continues. "Look, if you won't do it, they'll just get someone else to lead the mission, and we both know they won't be as good. You'll be temporarily reinstated in the forces, and if the operation is successful, there may be a congressional pardon. Are you in, John?" Rambo thinks about his wasted days in prison. It's all he has to look forward to until he dies. Is it better to live for something or die for nothing? I love that. That's a moment. After a moment, he nods his acceptance. Troutman nods back, then pauses a moment. "I want you to know I did what I could to keep you out of here." "I know." Sorry, that wasn't very good. That was a bit weak. "I know." Troutman turns on his heel to walk away. This is very specific. "Sir, do we get to win this time?" Troutman stops and turns back, looking Rambo straight in the eye. "This time, it's up to you." I see that's a reference to the fact that they lost in Vietnam. And then Rambo lost in the first movie when he was taking on that small-town sheriff. Okay. ... That means time has passed. Troutman meets Rambo outside of a military aircraft that just landed in a covert base somewhere in Thailand. He leads Rambo across the airfield to an old hangar to meet with a CIA commander, Major Marshall Murdoch. Love the alliteration. Troutman and Rambo are escorted into Murdoch's office by two rough-looking ex-soldiers. "I'll get right down to it. This is a covert operation in the Far East. The prison camp you escaped from in 71 is the target area, and no one knows that terrain better than you, which is why your name came up in the computer." Of course, they used the 80s. Love it. "I glanced through your military jacket, and I must say it was some interesting reading. If for some reason you are not aware, there are still nearly 25... Sorry, I had the cursor over there. There are still nearly 2,500 Americans missing in action in Southeast Asia. Most of these boys are presumed dead. However, to families, to Congress, and to a lot of Americans, it's not that cut and dry. We believe some of our men are being held as POWs at the target camp. You'll confirm their presence by taking photographs and turning them over to me. If there are any POWs to take photos of..." John Rambo, photographer. It's his missed career, really. And that's how Rambo feels. "Photographs?" "Just photographs. Then you turn those photos over to me. By no means are you to engage the enemy." "We're supposed to leave them?" Not exactly. The Phase 2 Delta Force assault team will handle the extraction, but that's not any of your concern. You just do your job and get back without causing an international incident. I've got one of my CIA people there to guide you and one of the Delta Force team, a local, to keep an eye on the situation. You'll meet with them at the rendezvous point when you land. Rambo looks at Troutman, then back to Murdoch. Murdoch says, "Dismissed." Rambo and Troutman get their gear and move out immediately. Okay, on to Mission 1. Nothing goes as planned. Angelos says, "I'm off to bed, but I'll leave the stream going." Oh, thanks, Angelos. That's very kind of you. Sorry to rudely awaken you. Aaron Watching says, "Neat little tidbit about that quote. Rambo was banned in Myanmar and bootlegs are a hot item. Burmese freedom fighters have even adopted dialogue from the movie as battle cries, most notably 'live for nothing' or 'die for something.' Sylvester Stallone said that, 'to me, is one of the proudest moments I've ever had in film.'" That's cool. That's cool. That's really interesting. A Busy Bee earlier said, "Note to self, don't have Robin as a tenant." Hey, I didn't set the Hoover on fire. The Hoover caught fire by itself. It was not my fault. Nothing to do with it. Okay, back to the game. Let's find out what's happening. So this is the setup. I've already explained that to you. It says gear 4 slots. So I can carry 4 items, basically. I start with 2 and I can maybe get more. I hope so. That's the enemies. Right, briefing. Rambo and Troutman fly through the night aboard a Huey chopper, heading across the border from the US base in Thailand into Nam. They're flying right into a dark storm, perhaps an omen of what is to come. Fortunately, their pilot is the best there is. Well, that's lucky. Rambo steers the chopper... Oh, it's Rambo. Haha. Rambo steers the chopper as safely as possible through powerful winds, thunder, and lightning. Very, very frightening, getting as close to Viet Cong territory as he can. Okay. That's not... Whoa, it's not just me, right? That says Viet Cong. That's a typo. That's lame. As he begins to make the descent, lightning strikes the tail of the aircraft. The Huey crash lands in a tree. Both Rambo and Troutman get out safely, but the chopper's on fire, and they can't retrieve their guns or supplies. Nothing like a discreet landing, is there? They rappel down the tree to the jungle floor and move quickly to the rendezvous point to sync up with the rest of the squad. Ko Bao, a Viet Cong CIA double agent, and Wei Ting, a US Delta Force soldier stationed in Thailand. Now they're ready to begin the mission. I'll ignore the rest because I'm just playing as Rambo. So, points of interest. The yellow dot on the board is a POW camp. When there are no enemies on the map, use an action to take pictures and read the mission success text, which is right here. So I won't read that for now. Point of interest 2 is a lookout tower. Use an action to remove this and look at any Fog of War card on the map, then put it back face down. Let's get stuck into this game. Oh, Oliver from Tabletop Games blog here. Well, thanks for joining, Oliver. Oh, have you played this game? Let me know. I have not played this game before. So this is a learning experience for me and for you. So I apologize for everybody if this goes a little clunkily. Already we've had some technical problems, so hopefully that won't happen again. Anyway, so at the beginning of my turn, because I'm Rambo, I'm super tough, I get 2 points of armor at the beginning of every turn. Oliver hasn't played the game. No, looks interesting though. Well, let's hope you enjoy. And I can move... Oh, okay, at the beginning of my turn, I have to decide what my stance is. And I've got 4 stances, as you can see. There's Beat Feet, which gives me 1 action, 4 points of movement, and another armor. Actually, I've got 3 armor. That's good. There's Meld, which gives me 2 movement points, but it gives me more armor. Sorry, 2 actions, 2 movement points, 2 armor points, and makes me quieter, and I'll explain that in a moment. There's Hunt Mode, which gives me 1 action, 3 movement points, and a Valor token, which is something I can spend to increase my damage when I attack somebody. Or Improvise, which gives me 1 action, 2 armor points, lets me heal, which is useful, and makes me quieter. And this exclamation mark thing here is my alert level. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little token here which I can move up my alert level. And basically, that's how alert the enemies are to my presence. And if I stay in these green squares at the bottom, I'm good. They can't see me at all. If I stay in these yellow squares, if I'm making so much noise I go up into these yellow squares, They can see me if they're near me, and if I get into the red zone at the very top, then it doesn't matter what I do, they can see me regardless. And obviously that's bad. I'm supposed to be stealthy. So, whisper, whisper, I'm stealthy. Actual, genuine question I meant to ask earlier on. Who's seen the Rambo films? What do people think of them? I haven't seen them since I was a teenager. I think I've seen First Blood, which is the first one, as an adult, because I like that film. I actually own it. I like it a lot. I'm not so keen on Rambo 2, 3, 4, and 5. Rambo 2 is a classic, obviously, but it's a dumb classic. It's very dumb. And not my favourite film, even though it was written by James Cameron. And it's got some classic moments, like when he fires the explosive arrow at the Vietnamese officer and kills him. But yeah, what do people think? Oliver from Tabletop Games blog says, I've not seen any of them. Huh, I am surprised. As action classics, I thought everyone had seen at least one of them. Although the first one's not really an action film, is it? It's more of a drama. Sure, it has action in it, but only one person dies, famously, and it's by accident. Rambo's not a killing machine in that film. Although, I mean, obviously, he is. The whole point is that he's restraining himself and he's not killing people because they're American civilians. But that's the way movies work, right? Hollywood movies of the 80s. He can't kill American civilians, but once he's in Vietnam, he can kill as many people as he likes because they're the bad guys. Aaron watching says, it's certainly been a while. Iconic scenes, though. Yeah, it is iconic. Absolutely. Little Miss Stella says, I think I've seen the first one, but that was years ago. Yeah. Welcome to the chat, by the way. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Did anybody turn up to see the fifth film? I believe it was something of a flop, and that came out just before the pandemic, I want to say, 2019. And it was called Last Blood? Was it Rambo Last Blood? Okay. Rambo, I'm going to choose the beat feet move. No, I actually that's fine. I'm going to take that stance, which allows me to move up to 4 spaces and gives me an action. So I'm going to move 2 spaces. Oh, I should have explained, by the way. This yellow box here, that's tough terrain, and it costs me 2 movement points to move through tough terrain. Otherwise, it's 1 movement point per square. And then these dotted lines, which you may be able to see here, they count as cover. So if I'm in cover, then I get protection from damage. But also I think it means enemies get protection from damage if I'm shooting at them. Well, not that I'm shooting because I've got a knife. I've got a knife. So actually, thinking about it, if I've got movement 4, I might spend 2 to go here, and then 2 to go here. Oh, by the way, I can move orthogonally or diagonally in this game. And then I've got an action, which I can use to draw one of my tactics cards. So I've got a deck of cards here, which I can draw to give me abilities. And I start with 2, but I can have as many as I want. So let's draw a card. Let's see what we get. Tactics. Deep Star. Play when in cover. Make an attack on an adjacent enemy with any weapon. This attack has +1 damage, -1 noise, and ignores up to 2 armor points. So that's pretty good, actually. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. Oh, let's put it there for now. So I'll save that for a bit, and then I've used up my movement. I've done my action, so I shall take my second turn. I get 4 turns, remember. So I'm going to choose... I'm going to assume I can choose the same stance. But I'm closer than where I want to be now. So I'm going to go for meld, so I'll get 2 actions. So I'm moving to this stance here. So that gives me 2 movement, so I'm going to move 1. And now I'm adjacent to this area here, which reveals the Fog of War, which, it's the lookout tower. Surprise, surprise. An old lookout tower rises above the jungle floor, which offers a good view of the surrounding area. Okay. But the lookout tower actually is... So I have to orient this the way... I there's a little red arrow here, and I have to align it so that that's where I'm looking. That's the direction I approached it from. So actually, this lookout tower is not here, it's here. So that's the lookout tower. So I guess I want to head to the lookout tower with my next turn. Anyway, so I took one step. I'm going to take one of my 2 actions to draw a card and put it here. Oh, I can put it. Oh, I can put it into my hand. Yeah. So, gorilla trap. Place a trap marker. Oh, traps. Didn't know that. Anywhere in my area. When an enemy moves into or through the trapped space, deal 5 damage to them, ignoring their armor. Wow. Rambo, you badass. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's really awesome. So that was one action. I'm going to use my second point of movement to go there. And then my second action to... Do I want to place a trap? Should I place a trap? Nah, let's not place a trap. Yeah, let's place a trap. Damn it. I'm going to place a trap. So I believe when I use these cards, these tactic cards, they're gone from the game, I believe. So, like, they're one use only, which kind of makes sense. But since the enemies might be coming for me, it makes sense to place a trap earlier on, right? I think. Oh, I just realized, damn it, I'm adjacent to this place here. I'm now looking into this area, so I reveal this. What do we have? You can sense that a patrol has been drawn to the area to investigate. You hear some unusual noises nearby. I gain +1 alert level. Okay, so there's no enemies there. But I gain +1 alert level, which is this sidebar here. I start at the bottom, and I gain +1. And when I'm in the green, it means wherever I am, even if I'm standing right next to the enemies, they can't hear me. But if I'm yellow or orange or red, well, if I'm red, they hear me completely. If I'm orange, they can hear me if they're near me. So I go up 1 thing. Right, so that was my... I've got 1 more action. I won't place a trap here. There's no point placing a trap. So I'll take that back into my hand. And then I shall have my 3rd turn. Hopefully this is not going too slowly for you. I'm going to... Do I want to hunt? Do I want to... Yeah, I'll hunt. So hunting gives me 1 action, 1 Valor token, which I can spend to cause more damage when I attack somebody, and 3 movement. Although actually I forgot, because I'm in solo mode, I get 1 extra movement. So actually I get free movement, which I've completely forgotten about. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to use my 4 movement points to get through this tough terrain. So that's 2 points, and 2 points again just to get through the tough terrain. Oh no, actually I'm going to 2 points in and then 2 points out diagonally into this cover, which will give me some protection from the nasty people. Ooh, and I've got 2 action points, I think. No, 1 action point, but I will use it to have a look in the lookout tower, which, if I remember correctly, here's the rulebook. Scrolling. Here's the advantage of a video game. When you walk up to a point of interest in the video game, there's a little prompt at the bottom of the screen that says, press X to interact. But no, here, you have to scroll through the book. And let's find out where we're going. What happens with point of interest 2, which is the lookout tower? I can... Lookout tower. Use 1 action to remove this point of interest and... Oh, remove it. Oh, 1 use only. Okay. Yep, well, I'm gonna use it. So the lookout tower is removed from the game because Rambo destroys everything he comes across. And I'm going to look at this fog of war because it's the furthest away, right? Makes sense. You come upon a Vietnamese guard digging a trench. He looks like he's burying something. The guard finally notices you out of the corner of his eye. So there's one soldier digging a hole. I don't see the problem there. All right, I got one more turn. Oh, thumbtacks. I've forgotten a major thing. A major thing, and this explains why this game is going so well so far. There is a deck of cards here called the Threat Deck. And at the beginning of every turn, I draw a card from this deck and resolve what happens. Okay, so I've got to draw 3 cards. Holy cow. Okay, that could change a lot. Classic board game problems. So the first one... Okay, so it affects everybody whose alert level is in yellow, orange, or green. Red. Mine was in green, so it's fine. Every hero loses 2 Valor tokens. Anyone who can't suffers a wound. Oh no. When I drew this, I didn't have any Valor. So I suffered a wound. And I suffered a wound in the very first stance that I chose to do, which was beat feet. So, oh no. When you suffer a wound, it fills the space of one of your stances, which is the actions you choose to perform at the beginning of your turn, and then you can't play it for the rest of the game. So I've just lost one whole... Oh my gosh. Luckily, it doesn't affect what I did, because I've been cycling through my stances. But still, that's kind of scary. Okay, what did the second one do? All enemy attacks deal +2 damage. If at least one hero is red, all enemy attacks deal +3 damage instead. Well, I'm not in the red alert, and there are no enemies on the table yet, so that's fine. That's fine. That's not a problem. I'll just put that on the discard pile for now. So it's still technically in play, but I'm like, there's no enemies on the table, so nothing to worry about. The next one. Oh. Heroic Resolve. So that's a benefit. Oh, that's cool. So that's a card that helps me. Even though it's in the threat deck, it's actually a card that helps me. And it means every hero gains health and reduces their noise. So I think I hadn't... Oh no, I had actually. Yes, I had made noise at that point when I would have drawn this card. I hadn't taken any damage, so I don't heal anything. But cool card. Cool card. Okay, so I'm actually still running silent, running deep. Way. That's how we like it. Aaron Watching says, trapping early, that is. Was that a... Oh, it makes sense to me, trapping early. Yeah, I thought it makes sense, but as it turns out, there are no enemies. So, except for the one guy digging a hole over here. So I'm guessing there's going to be a bunch of enemies here. Right, so now it's my 4th turn. I'm going to choose to improvise because, hey, it's the one thing I haven't done yet. So, let's do that. We draw a threat card this time before I do anything. Each hero in cover suffers 1 damage and gains an alert. Hazardous footing. And I'm in cover with the dotted lines here. So great. I took some damage. Well played. And I went up a noise. I mean, that's good because it means I'm still in the green, which means they can't hear me at all. So that's good. Okay. So there's got to be a bunch of enemies here, right? It would make sense. I'm supposed to get here, so there's going to be enemies here. And there's one dude there. Do I kind of circle up and around, kill this guy? What do you think? Vote. Vote in the comments. Do I kill the guy digging a hole, or do I wander into this unknown fog of war here? Tell me. Tell me before I do anything. I'll have a sip of tea whilst you consider the plan. It's tempting. Oh, Tabletop Games blog says wander to the unknown. Oh, okay. Vote number 1 for just charging in. Well, not charging in. I'm Rambo. I'm sneaking. And the only way, like only a £250 Sylvester Stallone can. Aaron watching says, I also vote wander. Okay, we got 2 votes for just going in. All right, then. Let's see what happens. And little Miss Stella. Okay, 3 for 3 sounds pretty conclusive. I'm wandering in. So this improvise gives me... Oh, I didn't think that through. It doesn't give me any movement. Allows me to heal. Makes me quieter. Gives me 1 action and 2 extra armor. So, but as I said at the beginning, because it's a solo mode, I get 2 extra armor and 1 extra movement. Oh, which I've already used up. Darn. Yeah, I've already used that up. So I can't move. Well then, this is an exciting turn. I will heal this damage from myself. Put it back in the damage box. The damage bag over here. Don't know if you can see that, but there's a bag there. Right, now the enemies activate. There are no enemies on the board, so we just go straight to my next turn. I can no longer beat feet. I can either meld, hunt, or improvise. Let's go hunting. Let's go hunting. So I can move 3 spaces plus 1 because I'm on my own. So we'll move 1. We shall reveal the fog of war. A small group of Vietnamese scouts hastily patrol the area. Oh, okay. A very small group. There's 2 of them. And they are in... Because here's the red arrow. This is me looking at them. So that's 1 there and 1 there. So like 1 guy here and 1 guy there in cover. Damn you. So here we are. Get their tokens. Little Vietnamese scout. Look at the little scout. Oh, he looks so unhappy. He's so tense. And then 1 guy here. Okay. I've got to get close because I've only got a knife. So let's... I've got 3 remaining movement points. I could get either of them. Let's move here and attack this guy with my 1 action. Haha. Using my knife. Tabletop Games blog says you'll be fine. Thank you. So Rambo's knife, it has... This is the range. A means adjacent, so I have to be standing next to the person I'm attacking, which I am. No problem there. 1... I can't remember what that means. I'll double check that. But that's the damage it does, and that's the... It makes noise when I stab someone. Surely that's the most silent. If you are at green, which I am, this weapon has +1 damage and -1 noise. So actually, that noise doesn't matter. I guess it's supposed to represent the sound of them going when you slit their throat or stab them in the back or whatever it is. You're supposed to cover their mouth. I mean, a pro would cover the mouth, which I guess represents if you're at green, which I am, they just don't know you're there. +1 damage, so it's doing 4 damage. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I will just... Ooh, sorry about that. I'll just double check what this symbol here means. It might be important. Oh, that's the rules. That's... I don't know what I was trying to find. I've decided not to read the rules on the website because I think they're just going to be scrolling forever. So instead, I'm looking at a PDF which I downloaded beforehand. Oh, right, okay. So this symbol here is targets. It's how many people you can kill with that weapon. So obviously with a knife, I can only kill one person. I guess with a machine gun, I could probably kill several. I would hope 10, because I'm Rambo. Okay, I'm attacking him. I deal 4 damage. He has 0 armor, but he has 4 health. Oh, when he spawns, any hero within 3 spaces get +1 alert. Oh, so he actually... Okay, should have looked at that further. So I was down, wasn't I? So that went up, but then I removed 2, so I'm down at the bottom again. Okay. I didn't remove 2. Oh, I take that back. So actually, I'm in yellow. So I still make noise when I kill him. That's annoying. Well, I don't deal the +1 damage. I only deal 3 damage, which is very annoying. So he's alive. Little creep. Okay, so I'm just going to take 3 damage tokens, place them next to him. They morphed into 2, apparently. What? Okay, there they are. There's 3 tokens there. See, this is the disadvantage of playing an actual virtual board game. You have to fiddle about with the tokens. Okay, so this guard is down to 1 remaining health, and he's right in front of me. That's not great. But I've got another 3 actions, haven't I? No. Yes. Yes, I've got another action. So I'm going to choose to meld, which gives me 2 actions, so I can definitely kill this guy. And it makes me quieter. So it's going to make me quieter by 2. And then I'm just going to kill the guy with a stab. Stabby, stabby, stabby. You dead. You dead, boy. Nicely done. And then I can move 2 spaces. So how's about I move here? Hi. You're going to die. I'm going to kill you with my knife. So I've still got 1 more action. So hey, let's kill him. Let's kill this little fella. And I'm green again. I'm in the green, which means with my knife, I get +1 damage, which equals 4. And -1 alert level. So I'm right back to the bottom. I'm super stealthy. And sir, you are dead. Your family will mourn your loss and weep like the wailing women they are. I shall destroy you and all of your loved ones. Okay, so I'll get rid of that damage because it's kind of unnecessary now. I just killed the guy. This is going remarkably well. This is, this is the first mission. I guess it's supposed to be easy and gentle. What to do next? I mean, I have to get to there to win, but we know that there's a guy digging a hole here. So let's go say hello. So I need to move there. I need more movement. So I'm going to go on the hunt again and go there. And then we reveal this. And actually, I am facing him from the south this time. So this perfectly matches what's on the board. I forgot to draw the threat card again before I killed that second guy. Each hero who moves at least 1 space suffers 1 damage at the end of their turn because of difficult terrain. Okay, so I need to take a damage from moving to kill that second guy. That's all right. I've got loads of health left. And now, before I do that, you may not move or use actions this turn unless the team discards a total of 2 Valor tokens. So I take that move action back because I only have 1 Valor token on my board. Don't know if you can see that. I'll just zoom in. I have 1 Valor token. The little red thing there. So I actually can't move. So those POWs have got to wait a little bit longer to get rescued, and that nasty man who's digging a hole there will be safe for another turn. Okay. But he technically hasn't spawned yet because I haven't revealed him. So it's the enemy's turn, but there's no enemies on the board yet because I haven't revealed him. So it's now back to my turn. Sorry if this seemed a bit easy. It feels a bit easy. I know it's a training mission, but it feels a bit easy. Although, having said that, most expensive photographs in the world? Possibly. We want you to take some photographs of POWs. We're going to fly you all the way to Vietnam from prison in America, give you a presidential pardon or congressional pardon, sorry. And as well as this high quality camera we're giving you. It's a Nikon, by the way. Japanese, we like them. Not the Vietnamese, though. You're going to kill as many guards as you can. All right. So I'm going to stay on the hunt, I think, so I can move. But let's hope I can move. What happens now with the threat? Each hero not in cover suffers 2 damage from what? Deadly wilds. Well, it's just rubbish. So I've got 2 damage now. I was outside cover. That's so annoying. Suddenly, actually, I'm kind of tense. I'm like, what if this officer guy who's digging a hole kills me? All right, well, I'm going to move here, reveal, spawn the officer. He was there, digging a hole. What does the officer look like? He looks a lot like the scout. He's different, but he looks a lot like the scout. Anybody know anything about the Vietnamese military? How the insignia works? Because those kind of look like the same people to me. Oh, he's got more belts on. He's got a shiny buckle. Yeah, that's the difference. All right then. Okay. So I moved 1 space and I've got 3. Oh, come on. Let's move straight up to him. Hello. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you with my knife. How many actions do I have? I've got 1 action. Okay, so my 1 action is going to be attack! Let's have a look at him. What's his stats? He has 4 health, 2 armor. Okay. Oh, and he does 3 damage when he shoots. Ooh. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm not going to kill him this turn then, because even though I am green, which means my knife does 4 damage, he's got 4 health, but 2 armor. So I deduct that from the 4 damage I do, which means I only do 2 damage. So he's on half health, this little officer here. Which means he gets to respond. Who knew? And the rules say, when he's activated, he moves towards the hero, well, that's me, attacks the closest hero, that's me, and then he moves towards the closest POW camp, enemy, or point of interest. Oh. So actually, he's just going to stay put because he's moved. He might, I suppose he would move away from me. Okay, well, he's going to attack me with his gun, I assume, which does 3 damage. Okay, what's my situation like? I'm on the hunt, so I have no armor there, but I have 2 armor tokens here. So I remove those armor tokens to ignore 2 points of damage and take the remaining 1 point of damage. So I've got half my health left. That's all right. That's all right. And then he'll move away from me, but towards the nearest point of interest, which is a hole. What's the hole do again? A hole. Use 1 action to acquire the shovel. Oh, okay. Oh, that might be because Okay, picking up the shovel is a piece of gear. And I think, as well as probably being able to use it in this game, there's a what am I talking about? There's a campaign mode where you can play. I think there's like 15 different scenarios, and you can play them all in sequence and carry over your gear from mission to mission, as well as other points. And if you wanted to, I suppose you could play hardcore and be like, every damage that you take in one game, you carry over into the next. Kind of like if you were playing a video game, but without regenerating health, which I think is kind of cool. Right. So I don't think I want a shovel. What I will do, actually, I've forgotten about my tactic cards. I'm going to place it. I'm going to place a trap. I'm going to kill him with a trap. Let's do that. He's got half his health left. This trap will definitely kill him. Now, where does... I suppose I have a trap marker. Is there a... Anybody see a trap marker anywhere on this game? This virtual game board? Oh, you know what I completely forgot to do? Is keep track of the turns. I think we're on turn 3. Ooh. And I've only got 5 turns. Actually, I better get moving to save these guys, these POWs. Whoops. Whoops. Forgot about that. All right, then. Aaron watching's putting the robot Robin emoji. Lovely. Thanks. Oh, and Oliver's gone. Sorry, but I have to go. Have fun with Rambo. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't see your farewell when you went. I got a bit distracted by following the game and realizing I had less time left game-wise than I thought I had. I was just kind of slowly like, yeah, I'm going to take my time, kill some people, but nope. I'm going to confusingly use this to represent the trap. So I'm going to put the trap there. Okay. So when he moves towards me by the shortest possible route, he's going to walk through the trap and die. Okay, so that's my action. Oh, I forgot the threat card. Okay, threat card. Each hero who chooses stance 3 or 4 gains an extra noise. I mean, that's no big deal. Because the noise just means he's going to see me and he already knows I'm there, right? I've just stabbed him. So I think I don't care about the extra noise. So I'm going to choose stance 3 or 4. And I think I'll go with stance 3 because it's the fastest. And move 3 spaces. Straight towards the POWs. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then I have 1 action. I will not activate the point of interest. Take my photographs. I'm going to wait for another turn because I want this guy to walk into my trap. I hope he walks into that trap. Yeah, I'll find out. So I'm going to use my action to take a card, a tactic card from my deck, which is all heroes deal extra damage, 1 extra damage on all attacks when I play this impassioned speech. Oh, I see. Yes, of course. That's going to work. In the middle of battle, Rambo's like completely inaudibly giving one of his mumbly speeches. And everyone's like over the gunfire, like, What are you saying? What are you saying, Rambo? I can't hear you, Rambo. That's accurate scene recreation from the film. Rambo 6. Escape from the care home. Okay. So, yeah, I've done my action. Going to wait a turn. This guy's going to move. His AI says he moves and then he attacks. So, sorry, dude. When you move by the shortest possible route, you're going to move through this trap, which I've placed for you. However, let me just double check that is the shortest possible route because I am diagonally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away from him. So if yeah, I think that's the shortest route. He would move diagonally towards me. Boom! Ah! He's hit a trap. Ah! A little bear trap around his ankles. I would try to do a Vietnamese scream, but I do believe Vietnamese screams sound just like everyone else's screams. So I thought that would do. And it does 5 damage, and he has 2 armor, so deduct 2 points from that 5, which leaves you with 3, but he only has 2 health points left because, oh no, I stabbed him and took away 2. So you are dead, sir. Dead. And there goes the trap. And now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. I have to choose my stance to perform an action to take photographs of the POWs whom I'm standing right next to with no enemies. No wonder Rambo, decides to rescue them. I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, look at this. There's no one to threaten me. I'm safe. Just cross the river. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here. Anyway, I've got to choose my stance first. I'm currently on hunt. I need an action, so there's no real need to move. So I'll choose improvise because that allows me to heal, and I like to, rub salt in the wound and make it look like the Vietnamese really did fail to deal damage to me, to take me out. But before I do that, gonna find out what happens now. Oh, also, we've moved on to turn 4, I think. We may actually be on turn 5, in which case this is my very last action because I need to do it now or I lose. Anyway, didn't flip it. Faltering leadership. Spawn enemy A in your area. Nice, the guards just turned up. Okay, that's kind of cool. Good timing. I like that. That was well timed. Right. So this is enemy A. It's the scouts. Spawn in my area. Where? Anywhere I choose, I guess. Let's put him in cover. Oh, this suddenly got a bit more challenging. I thought it was in the bag. It was a done deal, but I can't have any enemies on the board. I'm Rambo. They guts to die, man. They guts to die. Okay. But I didn't move, so oh no, I am adjacent. Diagonally, I am adjacent. So actually I could attack him with my action instead of taking photographs of the POWs. I think I will attack him. But he's in cover, so he gets +1 to his armor. So I'm still in the green. So actually that does mean I do 4 damage. Actually, no, I'm not in the green because every time I attack someone... Oh no, it's -1 noise when I'm in the green. So actually, yes, I've stayed in the green. I've been super stealthy. Sorry, it's my first time. Forgive me for my slight confusion. So, yeah, let's attack the guy. So with my 4 damage knife attack, -1 because he's in cover. He's got 4 health. He's still alive. Oh no. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. I mean, I can still kill him quite easily. But let's make it interesting. Let's give him a chance. Let's let him do his thing. What's he do? He moves towards the hero. Well, he's next to me already, so he's not going to move. He attacks the closest hero, which is me. And then he moves towards the hero that he hasn't attacked. Now, in a 4-player game, that would mean something, but in this, he doesn't. Oh, and when he spawns +1, I forgot about that. And he's next to me as well. So actually, I take that back. I was not in the green when I attacked him. I was in the yellow because he's a scout and he saw me. So actually, he's got 2 health points left rather than just 1. Ooh, he's a tough little scout. He is. He's a tough one. Right, he's going to attack me. Let's find out what happens. His attack does 2 damage. Okay, well, my armor is no longer there. Oh, no, actually, no, I have 2 armor, because I chose to improvise, didn't I? So I have 2 armor points. So I discard those 2 armor points for his attack, which means he does nothing to me. Nice try. I like that. What do you think he was doing? Do you think he was shooting me at point-blank range and somehow missing? Or do you think he was trying to, like, butt me with a rifle? But there's so much bone in my sliced alone skull that actually he can't do any damage to me. That's what I think. That's what I think happened. He tried to headbutt me. Headbutt me? Actually, maybe he did try to headbutt me. Maybe he thought his helmet was a weapon. And point blank range is like, I'm not going to waste ammo. I'm going to headbutt you with my helmet. But it's actually a curved rolling edge and just isn't going to do any damage. Anyway, back to back to the relevant part, which is the game. So it's my turn now. This sucker is gonna die, but it is turn 5, which is the final turn before I have to, well, before I lose. If I don't take the photographs of the POWs, which admittedly are right in front of me, before the end of this turn, I die. So use my actions wisely. Before I do anything, though, I have to reveal this card. Treacherous Terrain. Each hero who starts their turn out of cover gains +2 noise and has -2 movement. And if I was in a red alert level, I'd suffer 2 damage. Luckily, I am not in red alert. However, we now have... so I gained, what was it again? +2 noise, yeah. This is that scout. That scout was right next to me. He's like, I can see you. I know you're there. So my knife attack is definitely going to be doing normal damage, actually. So it should kill him because it does 3 damage normally, and he's only got 1 armor point and 2 health left. So he will die, but we'll see what happens. I will choose the... I'm going to choose the meld action, actually, because meld gives me 2 actions, 2 armor, 2 movement, and I don't need to move, and I've lost all my movement anyway from that threat card that I just played, and -2 noise. So I'm blending into the environment. And then I've got 2 actions to kill the fella. Aaron watching says, oh, death, the bony brain. Yes. That's what I thought. Yeah, let's attack him. Let's attack him. He's in cover. He gets -1. So that means my attack gets -1 damage, but it's 3. I've already done 2 damage to him. He's got 2 health remaining. 3 -1 is 2. He did. Sorry, fella. You gone the way of the dodo. And then for my final action, my second action with meld, I will take the photograph. Let me just check how this works in the rules. POW camp. When there are no enemies on the map... Oh, actually, I completely forgot about that. I was just psychotically killing everyone for fun. But actually, I have to get everyone off the map before I can do this. Well, what does that say about me? I dread to think. Okay, so when there are no enemies on the map, use 1 action to take pictures and read the mission success. So, I'm going to take pictures. Snap, 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 with my high-tech Nikon. I don't know. I don't Nikon, however you say it, was big in the 80s, so I would assume that's the brand he uses, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, mission success. Oh no. Twist. You don't find any POWs, but you do find evidence that the enemy was here recently. You also find some weapons in decent shape and some supplies to replenish those that were lost in the crash. Troutman says, the camp was empty, save for a few guards. Rambo says, easily taken care of. Ting says, I'm not going to try an accent. Clearly this isn't the place we're looking for. And Bao says, we should get out of here before we're spotted, and I'll tell you more. I'll tell you more? So you knew? What kind of spy are you? That's like... What? Speechless. Bow? You just let Rambo go in? It's like, yeah, sure, I needed the practice, but still, come on. Ugh. Oh, flip it. I forgot a rule. I completely forgot this thing. At the end of every turn, something happened. So actually, there was an extra enemy at the end of my first turn spawned where I began. So there's another enemy on the board, technically. Oops. But then I got extra noise, and then an enemy spawned. So actually, there should be another enemy. Oh, flip it. What do you think I should do? Should I react? I won't take that back. I'll remember that for next time. There are actually 2 more enemies on the board. I just completely forgot to check the rules because something happened at the end of each turn and I forgot to look in the rule book. I'm so sorry, everyone. That actually might have been more entertaining with 2 more enemies to kill. Never mind. I took enough damage. I got half. I actually took 5 damage points, which out of 8 is over half. I healed 2 of them. And yeah, with 2 more enemies, probably would have got closer to killing. Certainly at the end of turn 1, an enemy spawns here. So I would have had to backtrack to get that guy, which would have, and then another enemy would have spawned here. So I would have had 2 people to kill in that last turn. So actually it was down to the wire. It was down to the wire. But, you know, I think that's cool. Onwards and upwards, Aaron Watching says. So I'm taking it you mean don't backtrack. Don't backtrack. Okay. Cool. Thank you for joining me. That was a success. I honestly, so there are 15 scenarios in the rule book. So that was mission 1. But yeah, it stops there on the version that's available on Tabletopia. So that's all I can play, sadly. On Tabletopia and live stream here because I don't have a physical copy of the game. But, you know, if you enjoyed this, if you'd like to see more games being played by me, please do say so. Please let me know in the comments here or at AllTimeRobin on Twitter. Just give me a message. Or at JInterestingYT. Please do let me know. And, you know, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. It's actually kind of fun. I was kind of expecting that to be a terrible game because a lot of licensed games, certainly in video gaming, are really bad. But in board gaming, a bit of a mixed history. Some are fantastic. Most famously, the board game for Battlestar Galactica is a legendary game. The board game for Dune is legendary. In fact, it's so legendary that they republished it to tie into the new movie. I think it goes back to the 80s or something. Aaron Watson says, I'm down for more whenever. Oh, thank you. Little Miss Stella says, thanks for the stream. Look forward to the next one. Cheers. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been ages, actually. Last stream I did, I think, was... Yeah, the day before... it was like last summer, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I'm happy to do more, and I'd like to do more here. So it's called Tabletopia, Tabletopia, or Tabletopia. I prefer Tabletopia because everyone says utopia and dystopia. No one says dystopia and utopia, do they? So I know why they say Tabletopia, because it's tabletop, but they should say Tabletopia. So I'm going to say Tabletopia, even though the people who own it say Tabletopia. Tabletopia. Check it out online. It's a good forum. There's a free version available. You don't have to subscribe. So you can play games that you've not played before if you're reluctant to make the purchase, like I was for playing RAMBO. Also, have a look, see if there are any games you'd like to see us stream. I'll be streaming solo occasionally, but also, hopefully, we'll be able to corral the gang and get Alex and Martin and maybe some other special guests to stream together. Maybe we can do online gaming. And thank you for spending the time and for your company. It's nice to do these things with some people in the chat, keeping me company. So thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.